Horses have reached the starting gate. It's now post time for today's sixth race as we get set for the late pick four. A field of six set to go 6 furlongs here. 4 first-time starters, but the 2 favorites are the horses with experience. Number 7, El Chispazo at 6-5. 5-2 on the 1 Hightail Fox. For the long haul, taking the most money of the firsters now, 2-1. Here is for the long haul, Marcos Meneses for Michael Yates. For the long haul going in. Tap Tap Russ, Sarah Hess for James Gulick, right now at 13-1. Trafalgar's Hero, Shocking Malice, and El Chispazo going to be the final 3. Today's late pick 4 getting underway on a Friday. Florida Cup weekend here. Don't forget racing tomorrow, and of course Sunday, the big day, Florida Cup Day. First post 12 noon, a special early first post on a Sunday. 11 races, 6 stakes, and all stakes late pick 5. Should be a great Sunday afternoon Florida Cup Day. Tap Tap Russ just about in. Now goes forward. Here's Trafalgar's Hero. Melissa Iorio on board. Currently a 9-1. Trafalgar's Hero goes in. Shocking Malice going to be next. And El Chispazo and Adamar Santos going to be the final one to join. Here's Shocking Malice, Vernon Bush in the saddle. And El Chispazo will be the final one to go up. 6-5 right now. Your favorite El Chispazo to the outside. And he comes up. And he goes in. They're in the gate. And the race is on. Tap Tap Russ away a few steps slow. For the long haul, showing good speed, Trafalgar's Hero is quick. Those two 1-2 past that first 16th of a mile. They're a length and a half in front of Hightail Fox, who's up the inside in third. Shocking Malice fourth, the maroon colors. El Chispazo starts to gain from fifth. Is about 5 off the top, and it's about 8 or 9 back to Tap Tap Russ, who's 14 lengths adrift as they have a half mile left to go. For the long haul, with the breeze at his back, in front by a length. A wall of challengers, though. Trafalgar's Hero, Shocking Malice starting to move out 3 deep. And on the far outside, El Chispazo. That quartet goes 2.5, 3 ahead of Hightail Fox. Still 7 more. Back to Tap Tap Russ. For the long haul, pressed by Trafalgar's Hero. Those two around past the 5/16. El Chispazo looping up 3 deep. Dropping back a bit there with Shocking Malice. They're 3.5 in front of Hightail Fox as they come to the top of the stretch. For the long haul, trying to fend off all these challengers. Up on the outside, El Chispazo. Trafalgar's Hero battling on between runners, and it's 4 more lengths back to Shocking Malice. Final furlong time now for the long haul. El Chispazo on the outside. Trafalgar's Hero is back third, but a final 16th to go for the long haul. Keeps on finding for the long haul. And Marcos Meneses going to go on to win it here. El Chispazo was second, third, with Trafalgar's Hero, and fourth, Shocking Malice. Two, 7, 5, 6. The unofficial order of finish. 110.40 the final time. Results are official. $6 on the win for the long haul. Middle pick 4 returns $70.60. Exact to $7.70. The trifecta $15.35. To the winner's circle for the long haul. Debut winner here today, 3-year-old Chestnut Colt by Cajun Breeze out of Flora Fantasy. Was bred right here in beautiful Florida by the winning owner, Shady Brook Farm. Michael Yates, the winning trainer. Marcos Meneses aboard for the winning ride. As for the long haul, leads it to win today's 6th. Prices on the board. Today's 7th race is up next in 22 minutes at 3:58. Race 7 on the turf course does start in the home stretch starting point. Jockey change on the 1, Ben Volio, make the rider Gabriel Maldonado. Field of 10 on turf. We'll start the late pick 3 up next in 22 minutes. There was a claim in today's 6th race. The winner was claimed, and a two-way shake goes to owner Charles Nielsen. Trainer Jan Arnett. Jan Arnett claims the 2.
Race 7 is a 25 claimer for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. They're going to be going a mile on the turf. The number 1 Benvolio is in here for Hernan Parra, and it has been a while since he's finished on the board. That's going back to April of last year when he won an optional 75 N1X here as a 3-year-old. That stated, he has been in against some tough fields. 2 stakes races, and then most recently a trio of optional 32 and 2X contests here at Tampa. In the first one, while he finished 7th, beaten 12.5 lengths, the winner was Adios Cole, who was in there off a Shoto finish in the Showing Up Stakes. And take in mind, you had in 6th, beaten 10 lengths, our 2-time Turf Classic winner, Drama Chorus, who then scored at the level, which is the December 27th race in which Ben finished 7th, beaten 6. And most recently, Drama Chorus ran a game 4th in an optional 100. But yeah, going back to that December 27th optional, the 3rd place runner in there was Ninja Star, who was in off an optional 100 score himself. And then he went on to win an off the turf and onto the synthetic edition of the Sunshine Turf. Last field, that one was tough as well. The winner was a Bill Mott trainee who was stakes placed. Runner-up went on to run second at the level again for Chad Brown, put up an 87 buyer figure. And even the 4th place runner, that was Journeyman. That's an 11-time winner, and he next ran a close 3rd, beating just 3/4 of a length in an optional 100 won by Signator. So this should be some big-time class relief for Benvolio, and if he can get that closing kick in gear, he could prevail. The number 7, Oscar Martinez. This one is in for Arnaud Delacour. Centeno piloted this boy to a nice score at the 25 and 2X condition last out, and he could continue to roll on. He was dropping in from having run against 50 N2Ls at Gulfstream. He was in some really fast races, and he could have the pace edge here today despite stepping up the next rung in that class ladder. And then the number 5 is in for Tim Shaw. I'm going to ignore the last start, which was an off-the-turf 25 N3L, and you got to respect that he's been game against allowance company. Yes, off the board in both starts here, but the beaten lengths were 3 to a nice one in Legitimize, and then 5 to Factor Analysis. And second in that allowance, that was Asan, who won an allowance out of there, earning a 79 buyer figure. And it's also worthy of noting that the 6th placed Why Not Me next out beat just 2.5, even if in 6th, after setting the pace in one of our turf tests here, earning an 81 buyer figure. So I'm going to go 175 in race 7.
The horse is on the track, post spreading for today's 7th race. Race 7 starts the final pick 3 on today's card. Field of 10 on turf at a mile. Jockey change on the 1, Benvolio. Make the rider Gabriel Maldonado. Gabriel Maldonado rides the 1. Race 7 offers daily double, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, and pick 3 wagering. We have a super high 5 carryover, $1,164. They'll be at the post in just 5 minutes, 5 minutes to post time. Two minutes to post time. Today's 7th race, late pick 3s in 2 minutes. Approaching the gate. The horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up for today's 7th race as we get set for our final pick 3 on this Friday program. 9-5 favorite number 7 Oscar Martinez, 3-1 rather on number 3 Sam Stormy, and 7-2 on the 8 Peace Not War. Tap into your beer, and Benvolio going to be the first to go in. Here's Talks Cheap, Charlie Oliveras to gate 2, 94-1 on Talks Cheap. Sam Stormy coming up, Peace Not War, they're the next 2. Then Toro Forward. Here's Mintonen. Putting on Magic Heart and Overhaul will be all set for a start. Today's 7th, late pick 3 time. Overhaul, Barrington Bell to the outside. 99-1 price. Goes in. They're in the gate. And the race is on. Talks Cheap toward the inside out in good order. Toro Forward is pushed along for early speed, and Toro Forward is going to go up to grab that early lead. Oscar Martinez starting to move up from the outside. Peace Not War, Minton all trying to work over. It's going to be Toro Forward by the wire the first time around. Oscar Martinez up to second. Minton going to be 3 deep in third. In behind them comes Peace Not War fourth. Talks Cheap, who broke sharply, settles fifth at the fence. Then comes the Gray Tap of Your Beer, who's mid-pack, sixth, and about 4 off the top. Another length back to Sam Stormy after the far outside is Overhaul, is racing at 8th. Magic Heart is 9th, and Benvolio is the early trailer. 23.67 seconds as they roll on to the back stretch with Chad Lindsay and Toro Forward the leader. Toro Forward in front by length to Oscar Martinez, who's under a snug hold in that second position. Minton starts to inch forward out wide into third. Then comes Peace Not War, Talks Cheap. Long shot down at the rail, just 2.5 adrift. In behind that comes Tap Into Your Beer, the gray, who's a joint 6th. Right alongside Magic Heart. Overhaul starting to move up. Down on the fence, Sam Stormy is second last, and Benvolio is still the trailer. 47 and 2/5 seconds that opening half-mile time. It's been Toro Forward pressed by Oscar Martinez for much of this journey. Toro Forward just ahead in front. Oscar Martinez looks ready to go. Here's Magic Heart launching a big 3-wide bid. Magic Heart in the black colors, green cap, is up to third now as Oscar Martinez coming up to poke ahead in front. It's Oscar Martinez into the lane. Toro Forward back to second. Magic Heart, Peace Not War. They try to charge after the new leader. Oscar Martinez by the 8th pole. Toro Forward's not done. Is fighting back toward the inside. Then comes Magic Heart. Peace Not War. Oscar Martinez narrowly in front. Peace Not War. Toro Forward. Oscar Martinez to win it. Second ended up very close there. I think it might have been Toro Forward holding off Peace Not War. Then Sam Stormy and Magic Heart in a photo for fourth. 7-4-8-3, the unofficial order. 135.49 the final time. Oscar Martinez, your 6-5 winner. Results are official. 460 on the win. Into the winner's circle goes Oscar Martinez. A 5-year-old dark beer brown gelding by Havana Gold out of a flame was bred in Ireland by Erdenheim Farm Thoroughbreds. Erdenheim Farm Thoroughbreds, the winning owners, Arno Delacour, the winning trainer, Daniel Centeno aboard for the winning ride. Oscar Martinez, your favorite scores in the 7th. Price is on the board. Today's 8th race is 29 minutes away at 4:36 p.m. Race number 8 starts the late daily double. It's a sprint at 5.5 furlongs for maiden claimers, 3-year-old fillies. Post time coming up in 29 minutes. Fans, just a reminder, coming up on Sunday is Florida Cup Day. We hope you'll make plans to join us for one of our biggest days of the season. We'll be celebrating the Florida Bred with 6 great stakes races. Special early first post on Sunday of 12 o'clock noon. We'll have 6 stakes races. We'll have 3 pick 5s and a late pick 5 that's all stakes races. Be sure to make your plans to join us for Florida Cup Day coming up on Sunday. I just finished prepping the card. It is a fantastic program assembled by our racing office. Looking forward to the big Sunday Florida Cup Day starting at 12 noon.
Race 8 is a main 25 for 3-year-old fillies set at 5.5 furlongs on the main track. The number 4, Maggie's Brew, first-time starter for Pimentel, and he's got the Hess Express taking the reins today. Filly's got a work tab that certainly captures the attention. She's debuting with first-time Lasix along with getting that weight allowance. She is by Gervin, and then she's out of Pure Brew by Simon Pure, who himself is a son of Silver Deputy. Mom won her debut. Granted, that was a main 16 on the synthetic at Prescott, but still worthy of noting. Siblings have not been great, but one of them is Imperial Brew, who, after many tries, won a main 25 right here at Tampa, so we'll see. The number 7, Vesper Chicks. She's in for Kathleen O'Connell. This filly showed a lot of heart, even if she did finish 5th on debut. The beaten lengths were just 3 3/4, and this was after she started from a wide draw, and she got bumped terribly. I mean, this was like a grudge match with the filly to her inside out of the gate. She was gallant. I thought that she then moved to show speed after she extricated herself from that situation, and she could certainly move up after that with a smooth go today. Going to complete the top 3 at the number 8, My Little Wildcat. She's in for Alejandro Mendieta. She's been good here at Tampa. She's got speed. She flashed it on debut against main special weights, but she was in with the likes of Costa Amalfitana, who recently won an optional 75 N1X here, and others who've gone on to win were also in that race. Now, start 2, they dropped in for main 32, but My Little Wildcat was still in tough. She dueled on the pace, but ultimately finished a well-beaten 3rd that afternoon. And then they tried her in against the main special weight field of boys. She had a bad trip, and then that brings us to her most recent start, a main 25 back against the girls, in which she finished 4th, beaten 3. Like today, she was drawn to the outside. It's the same race in which Vesper Chicks had all that trouble. But yeah, My Little Wildcat was in the 11 hole that afternoon, even though she was the 12 horse. And, you know, Vesper Chicks was getting bumper card right next to her. So, you know, I think that could have captured her attention a little bit, might have upset the giddy up to a certain point. I think she still ran well, even if she couldn't justify the favoritism that afternoon. We'll see how she does in today. And that'll be 4-7-8 in race 8.
The horses onto the track post-sprinting for today's 8th race. We start the late daily double here. 3-year-old fillies at 5.5 furlongs. It's a $25,000 maiden claiming event. No scratches or jockey changes here in today's 8th race. A field of 8 set to go to post. We have daily double, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, and super high five betting. Post time for today's 8th race in 8 minutes. 2 minutes to post time. Today's 8th race, late daily doubles in 2 minutes. And the horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up for today's 8th race, the late daily double about to commence. Field of 8 here at 5.5 furlongs. Your 2-1 post time favorite number 7, Vesper Chicks. 5-2 on the 2, Unbridled Peace. 3-1, My Little Wildcat right at that morning line as they start the loading process. Gracious Beauty and E Complicado are going to be the first two. Here's Unbridled Peace, Sammy Camacho for Juan Arriagada. Lily Dash A coming in. Samuel Marin aboard Lily Dash A. Samuel's already got a couple winners on today's card. Better Have Cash, right now 33-1. Vesper Chicks, My Little Wildcat, Maggie's Brew, those are going to be the final three. Late double time on this Friday. My Little Wildcat acting up there behind the gate, as is Maggie's Brew, who just reared up. Maggie's Brew, a first-time starter here for the John Pimentel barn. Maggie's Brew, the rider out of the saddle. It's jockey Sarah Hess going to have Maggie's Brew load without the rider on board. She'll climb on top in the gate as Maggie's Brew comes forward. Maggie's Brew now in. My Little Wildcat up to the outside. And we are set for a start here in today's late double, race 8. They're in the gate. And the race is on. Lily Dash A came away a step slow, came away last. My Little Wildcat from the outside. Here's Unbridled Peace showing good speed. Unbridled Peace rushes to the lead in front by a length to My Little Wildcat. Gracious Beauty Complicado down at the fence. Just in behind them, Vesper Chicks in the bright orange colors is 5th and only 3 off the lead. It's about 3 more back to Better Half Cash, who races in 6th. Lily Dash A is 7th, and it's about 10 more lengths back to Maggie's Brew, who's void of early speed, is a distant trailer. Up on the front end, Unbridled Peace narrowly in front, 3/4 of a length to My Little Wildcat up on the outside. Vesper Chick starts to range in from 3rd, is drawn within a length and a half of the leaders. It's another length and a half now, 2 back to E Complicado in 4th. Then comes Gracious Beauty. Unbridled Peace still narrowly in front. Vesper Chick's out 3 wide. My Little Wildcat right between them. Those 3 face up to the lane. It's Unbridled Peace narrowly in front. Vesper Chicks now looms the main danger up on the outside. Unbridled Peace still in front. A length and a half lead. Vesper Chicks on the outside. These two for the final 16th of a mile. Sammy Camacho and Unbridled Peace. Vesper Chicks and Hector Diaz Jr. surging. Unbridled Peace. Vesper Chicks surging late. It got very close at the wire. Photo finish here in today's 8th race, a long way back to My Little Wildcat, who ran 3rd. Photo finish. Number 2, Unbridled Peace, the winner. 2nd, 7, Vesper Chicks. 3rd, number 8, My Little Wildcat. 4th to the 5, Gracious Beauty. 5th, number 4, Maggie's Brew. 2, 7, 8, 5, and 4. So Unbridled Peace up to 7-2 at the off. Unbridled Peace, first-time starter winner, a 3-year-old Gray Roan filly by Lord Nelson out of War for Peace. Was bred in Kentucky by Stone Riggs Farm. Juan Arriagado, the winning owner, and trainer Sammy Camacho aboard for the winning ride as Unbridled Peace victorious here in today's 8th race. .104.31 was the final time. Price is on the board. The exacta $14.90. The trifecta $11.70. Dime Super $12.69. Daily double $9.80. Pick 3 $16.50 and the high 5 $163.40. Today's ninth and final race is coming up at 5:08 p.m. That's 24 minutes from now. Field of 12 on turf at a mile and a 16th. Jockey change on the 5 night ride to Gabriel Maldonado. Number 6 is +2 and number 7 +4. Our ninth and final race in 24 minutes at 5:08 p.m.
Race 9 is going to close out today's card with an allowance for 4-year-olds and up, which have never won a race other than maiden claiming or starter, or which have never won 2 races. They're going to be going 8.5 furlongs on the turf. I am really boring here, but yeah, I'm going to go with the number 3, Vesting, in for Chad Brown. He just looks tough. I know he's coming back from 2.5-mile outings, but those races were not slow paced. They were optional 35 N1Xs. He got beat just neck in the first one, which was his first start since October. That's when he ran a good 5th in the Gio Stakes at Belmont at the Big A. Winner of the last start, who finished 3 1/4 the better of Vesting after he tired after contesting the pace. That was Corruption, and he was collecting a natural hat trick. So yeah, I think Vesting looks legit here, especially getting to cut back in distance. Last time he went a mile on the 16th, he got beat just 3/4 of a length by Donegal Momentum, who then won the aforementioned Gio Stakes and then ran third, beaten just a length in the Grade 1 Hollywood Derby. The number 11, Quattrocento, is in for Gutierrez. He hasn't run since scoring a main special weight. That was back in August at Gulfstream Park, but it was a really nice win. Final time was sharp. Field was really nice. I mean, back in third was Goes the Clown, who won an off-the-turf main special weight there in the synthetic next out, and then he put in a 4th place performance in the Showing Up Stakes, got beat 2.5 here in against Allowance Company, and most recently got beat just a half length in a 50 N2L at Gulfstream. This boy looks to be working extremely well ahead of the return to the races, so I would not dismiss him. And I do respect Drunk on Sake, but there's other speed in here, so I'm going to complete the top 3 with the number 10, that is Sonic Speed, who isn't a forwardly placed type despite his name, but he's got a nice closing kick, and he could come running for a piece of it late under Ademar Santos. He was making a first off the claim for Martin Escobar last out when he ran 7th in that March 7th allowance, in which Drunk on Sake finished 2nd. But he was only beaten 2 1/4 lengths there in the end, and that was after the initial pace was just ho-hum. So we'll see. Gonna go 3, 11, 10 in race 9, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.
Onto the track for today's ninth and finals. We get set to close out day number 69 of the season. A field of 12 on turf at a mile and a 16th. Jockey change on the 5 night ride to Gabriel Maldonado. Number 6 is +2, number 7 +4. Race 9 offers exact the trifecta, superfecta, and super high 5 wagering. They'll be at the post in just 6 minutes. Two minutes to post time. Today's ninth and final 2 minutes. 1 minute. The horses have reached the gate. It's post time. They're lining up for today's ninth and finals. We get set to close out day number 69 of the season here at Tampa Bay Downs. Field of 12 at a mile and a 16th on the firm Tampa turf. 4 to 5, your favorite number 3 Vesting. Samuel Marin for Chad Brown. Out to 9 to 2 on the number 11 Quattro Cento. And 6 to 1 number 4 Lonely Ride, your third choice. Here's Max's map to the inside gate. Gold Templar's gone forward. Paxton and Sesame Seed Bagel will be the next two. Your Sesame Seed Bagel, Cipriano Gill for Angel Rodriguez, 33 to 1 price. Vesting, the 3 to 5 favorite coming up. Here's Sonic Speed, Lonely Ride. Night Ride and Quattro Cento the next pair. The final two will be Why Not Me and Drunk on Sake will be all set for a start, ready to close the show here on a Friday. Back at it tomorrow. A Saturday card, of course, Sunday Florida Cup Day, 11 races, a 12 p.m. noon first post on Sunday. We'll have that all stakes late pick 5 as well, part of the big Florida Cup Day celebration. Looks like Lonely Ride is still causing some difficulties there for the assistant starters. Now it's gone forward. So Night Ride will be next. Why Not Me and Drunk on Sake, the final pair. Ready to close the show here on a Friday. Why Not Me, Hector Diaz Jr. coming up. Drunk on Sake, Sonny Leone. Sonny's got a winner on today's card. They are in the gate. And the race is on. Gold Templar got away in good order. Night Ride is close up early on between horses Why Not Me, working over from the outside Sesame Seed Bagel, and also Drunk on Sake as they line up on the front end. It's Why Not Me, Drunk on Sake, and between them, Sesame Seed Bagel, those three, 1, 2, 3 early. It's 2 more lengths back to Night Ride. Advancing up the outside, Quattro Cento and Prince of Ayrshire, they take over 4th and 5th. In behind horses, Gold Templar is a joint 7th, along with Max's Map 8th. Vesting, the favorite, is 9th early on. Right outside of that one, Sonic Speed is 10th. Paxton is second last, and it's 3 or 4 more back to Lonely Ride, who's the early trailer, 12th and last, and about 13 lengths behind. 22.98 seconds at opening quarter mile. They start their backstretch journey now. And up on the outside, it's Drunk on Sake narrowly in front of Why Not Me to the inside. Those two basically head and head up the back straight. Sesame Seed Bagel, the gray, just in behind them, a length and a half third. It's another length back to Quattro Cento. Prince of Ayrshire starts to inch forward, as does Sonic Speed up on the far outside. Then comes Max's Map in those bright orange colors. Vesting is after that, running along in 8th. It's a length more back to Paxton, who's 9th. And behind that comes Night Ride, Lonely Ride, and the trailer is now Gold Templar. 46 and 3 was the opening half mile. Why Not Me and Drunk on Sake. They've been trading punches up top. Right to their outside, Sesame Seed Bagel swings into action at a big price. Another length back to Quattro Cento. 3 more to Sonic Speed. Looking for Vesting, who's on the outside, still about 8 or 9 lengths behind. As Sesame Seed Bagel takes the lead into the stretch. Quattro Cento immediately to the attack on the outside, coming after that one. A final furlong to go. Here's Quattro Cento up to grab the lead. Sesame Seed Bagel back to second. Vesting now getting going. Is going to try to rally up for third, but nobody gets Quattro Cento. Quattro Cento got the win. Sesame Seed Bagel looked to hold off Vesting for second, then came Why Not Me in fourth. $11 and a photo. Winner 11, Quattro Cento. Again, still just the 11 posted to win. The photo for second, third, fourth, fifth is not posted yet, so do hold all tickets. 2 wins in a row for Quattro Cento. Into the winner's circle, 4-year-old Bay Colt by Warfront out of Huasca. Sprayed in Kentucky by St. George Stables LLC. St. George Stables LLC are the winning owners. Fausto Gutierrez, the winning trainer. Antonio Gallardo aboard for the winning ride. Quattro Cento victorious here in today's 9th and final. Again, still awaiting the runner-up position results, so do stand by. Results now posted 11-8, 3-6, and 12. 11-8, 3-6, 12, the unofficial order. 140.49 was that final time. $680 on the win. Results are now official. Exacta $128.90. Trifecta $147.60. The dime super $114.03. Daily double $23.80. Pick 3 $26.25. The pick 4 $89.20. In the late pick 5 $229.25. The ultimate 6 had multiple winning tickets $137.30. Nobody had the super high 5, so we'll carry that over to tomorrow's card, $2,707. Folks, that does wrap up live racing here today at Tampa Bay Downs. We thank you for joining us on this Friday. Hope you make plans to join us when live racing returns tomorrow. A Saturday card that looms. Simulcasting continues downstairs on the main level. Of course, poker at Silk's Poker Room on the 3rd floor. Don't forget those happy hour specials after the races from 5 to 7 p.m., so those are going on right now. We'll see you back tomorrow. Good night, everyone.